Day here for the I-90 Invitational Tournament, and we're getting the last couple of single elimination games to decide who will be playing for the championship game later today. We have our first game between the Huntley Red Raiders and the BRW Blast 12U softball team. I'm Nick Martinez in the booth with the Beacon Academy. And we're ready to start here as Jessica Fuller will be the first pitcher for the Huntley Red Raiders. Huntley 3-0 in this tournament, but none of that matters now as you lose and you're out. And BRW Blast, one of the stronger teams in this tournament. And we'll see how BRW will face Jessica Fuller. Fuller had a home run on day one of the tournament and had some impressive pitching throughout the entire weekend. Couple more games left to decide who will play later today. Huntley, one of the favorites in this tournament, hosts of the tournament here at Judson University. Conditions less than ideal, raining all morning and affecting the infield. 2-0 pitch for Fuller. Right down the middle, and that'll get strike number one. Make it a 2-1 count. Caitlin, number 19, for the Blast, up to bat against Fuller. Fuller, another pitch, that time outside the zone. That'll be ball three, make it 3-1 count. Zapata over at first, Erickson at second, Deegan in the shortstop, and Claire Lieb over at third for Huntley. That'll be strike two, make it a full count early, and Huntley looking for out number two early on in the first. Still no runs on the board for the Blast as Jessica Fuller will set up once again in a 3-2 pitch. Fuller, that one fouled back. Good effort there from Caitlin. Heard an interesting fact from Coach Ben Erickson of the Huntley Red Raiders. Huntley has never beaten BRW Blast. This would be a huge win for Huntley if they can pull through. Back-to-back foul balls for Caitlin. Kevin Kruger, the head coach of the Blast. And this Blast team, we've seen throughout the tournament, they can put up a good fight against some of the top teams in this tournament. 3-2 pitch from Fuller once again. That'll be another foul ball. Caitlin staying in the zone. A good battle in the batter's box for Caitlin. Second batter to the plate for the Blast. One gone. Fuller, good pitching early on. Already has a strikeout, and that'll be ball four to get the first base runner out there for the Blast. And an early start for BRW as Fuller gives up her first walk in this one. Aria, number 35, up to bat for the Blast. As Caitlin will wait at first. One runner out there, one out gone. As that'll be a fair ball over towards third. Make it foul. As just goes over the foul line. Calls the umpire. And we'll reset at home plate. Thank you to all of our sponsors over the last 3 days here for the I-90 tournament. Another great year here at Judson University. Fuller the pitch once again. That one will be fouled. Over into right field. And Caitlin will head back over to first. Make it a 1-2 count. Fuller and the Red Raiders looking for out number two. Little fun conversation. Looks like Aria almost hit her coach over at first. And she'll reset in the batter's box. 1-2 count for Fuller. Already one gone, one runner on first. The pitch for Huntley, low this time. And runners will stay over at first, making a 2-2 count for Aria. Huntley looking to go back to the championship game for the second year in a row. Fuller, another pitch, that one high. And Caitlin will wait over at first. And that'll make it a full count up for Fuller. Trying not to give up back-to-back walks to this Blast team. And it looks like that'll be low for ball 4. 2 runners now out there for the Blast. Good start for BRW against this Huntley Red Raiders team. Arabella, number 29, coming up for the Blast. And BRW will make a substitution. Runners at first and second for the Blast. Fuller to pitch once again. This time to Arabella. Foul ball there. Make it a 0-1 count. Huntley has to be careful not to allow any early runs in this game, as the Blast surely can take advantage with 2 runners out there over at first and second. 1 runner in scoring position. Fuller the pitch for the Red Raiders, and that'll be strike 2. Back-to-back strikes for Fuller. Great way to respond after the 2 walks. Jessica Fuller, one of the best pitchers on this Huntley team, as that'll be fouled into right. We've seen Fuller, we've seen Ledgerwood as the 2 pitchers so far in this tournament for Huntley. Both those pitchers giving Huntley their 3-0 record in this tournament and giving them some momentum in these elimination games. As that one goes high over the net, that'll be foul ball number 2. Still an 0-2 count for Arabella. 1 gone in the top of the first. First elimination game here on the final day of the I-90 tournament. Fuller, another pitch. That one down the middle, and that'll get another strikeout for Fuller. Second out in the first. Huntley doing a good job after allowing 2 runners on base. And Jessica Fuller will set up for her 4th batter here in the first. That one high and a good eye there from the Blast. Cameron, number 22, up for BRW. 1-0 count, 2 gone for the Huntley Red Raiders. That'll be another ball there for Fuller. Runners will stay, looking to advance over to third. Blast in a good position here, as that'll be right down the middle for Fuller. That'll get strike 1 against Cameron. Fuller will set up for the 2-1 pitch. 2 gone and 2 runners out there for the Blast. That one will be low, and runners will advance. Good play there from Caitlin to get over to third. And now a runner deep into scoring position for the Blast. Runners across the diamond at first and third for BRW. 3-1 pitch coming up for Fuller. That one down the middle. That'll make it a full count. and rule it safe at third for the blast. Heads up play from the catcher Harper Wright, trying to make the play over to Claire Lieb at third. Runners will stay at second and third for the blast. Full count pitch here for Fuller, and that'll be right through the glove of Erickson, but the out will be made. And Huntley not allowing any runs in the first. Great heads-up play from Erickson. Ball came right over to her and made the play for the easy third out over at first. Huntley shuts out BRW in the top of the first to start our first elimination game here on this Sunday in Elgin, Illinois. And we'll get our first look at the top of the order for the Huntley Red Raiders. Looks like they'll stay with their lineup we've seen the entire tournament. Kylie Deegan will lead it off for the Huntley Red Raiders. Kylie Deegan's led off doubles in this tournament. Great games we've seen from her so far. We want to talk to you about Bear Family McDonald's, proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their 35 area locations today. Thank you to the Bear family, one of our great season sponsors here at the Beacon Academy. Nick Martinez in the booth for this first game, as Kylie Deegan will lead it off for the Huntley Red Raiders. And we'll get our first look at the pitching for the BRW Blast. Erickson on deck for Huntley, as BRW looking to do what Huntley did to them in the top of the first. Cameron, number 22, will look to pitch first for the Blast. We'll see how Huntley responds in the rain and colder conditions here today. Huntley certainly knows how to put runs on the board. First game winning by 8 runs on Friday. And their second game winning 7-3 against CTW. Gave them 2 of their wins. Undefeated in the I-90 tournament this year. The host showing how it's done. And let's see how they can go up against Cameron, number 22, and the Blast. Here facing elimination, both teams win in advance is the story in this one, as Kylie Deegan will set up first for Huntley. We're set here in the bottom of the first, still a 0-0 score. And let's see if Huntley can strike first with Deegan and Erickson, the first 2 hitters up for the Red Raiders. Cameron will set, and we'll get our first pitch here in the bottom of the first. High pitch there from Cameron. Good eye from Deegan. That'll make it a 1-0 count. Kylie Deegan, one of the strong hitters, one of the many strong hitters on this Huntley team. 3 doubles in her first game of the tournament earlier on Friday, as back-to-back balls pitched to Deegan there from Cameron. As we mentioned, Huntley has never beaten BRW. And that'll be a good pitch there from Cameron for strike number 1, 2-1 counts, as Deegan will reset in the batter's box for Huntley. The 2-1 pitch, that one high, and that'll be fouled over the net for Huntley, make it an even 2-2 count. BRW will reset. Center field wide open for Deegan. looking for another double in this tournament, as that'll make it a full count for the leadoff hitter, Kylie Deegan. Big pitch for both teams early on in this bottom of the first. Cameron will set. Pitch for BRW will be over towards center field, and that'll be a base hit for Kylie Deegan. The leadoff hitter getting on base for Huntley, and both teams now runners on base in this one. And Sophia Erickson will be up to bat for Huntley. Gabby Zapata now on deck for the Red Raiders. It's been the same lineup so far we've seen in this tournament. Deegan, Erickson, and Zapata, the top three for Huntley, as the Red Raiders will send their next batter up to face Cameron and the Blast. Shows bunt, that'll be a strike. And Deegan will get over to third. And that'll be 2 bases advanced for Kylie Deegan. Stealing 2 off the strike pitch from Cameron. And now a runner deep into scoring position over at third, with 0 gone, still in the bottom of the first. Cameron will set. Erickson in the box. Shows bunt. And that'll be a low in the ground for ball 1. Even 1-1 count. Deegan over at third. Zapata on deck. Erickson looking to get on base herself. Sophia Erickson, a good amount of base hits in this tournament, as well as many stolen bases, as another bunt try. High there on the pitch for Cameron. That'll make it a 2-1 count for Erickson, as she'll step up once again. Potential to get on base here for Erickson, trying to send Deegan home over at third. That one high, and Deegan's going to race towards third and get there. Run scored for Kylie Deegan off the high pitch from Cameron. That'll be the first run of the game. And that'll go to the Huntley Red Raiders in this elimination game to take a 1-run lead in the bottom of the first. Deegan running in time and tagging home. And Erickson will set up for a 3-1 pitch from Cameron. That'll be high for ball 4, and Erickson will get on base. 2 batters up and 2 base runners out there for Huntley. Deegan in to score, and Erickson will wait at first as Zapata will step up in the box for Huntley. Danny Bizdushek on deck for the Red Raiders. Cameron low there. Erickson will head over to second in plenty of time. Make that another runner in scoring position. On second is Sophia Erickson. As Zapata will set up. 1-0 pitch coming up from Cameron and the Blast. 1-0 pitch. That'll be fouled over towards third. Strike 1 for Zapata, as Erickson's looking for any opportunity to head over to third. Erickson, one of the leaders in stolen bases here over the last 3 days. One of the strengths here for this Huntley Red Raiders team, as the Blast down by 1 run, giving up 1 run to Kylie Deegan so far in the first. That'll be a check swing for strike 2. 1-2 count. Blast looking to give their first out in the bottom of the first. Zapata will set up once again. Erickson over at second. And Huntley looking to advance here. That'll be fouled for Zapata. Keep it at a 1-2. Gabby Zapata, number 35. First baseman for the Huntley Red Raiders. Another pitch there, that one high. Erickson looking to advance, but she'll stay over at second as Zapata works it to an even 2-2 count. One strike needed for the first out, and they'll get it. Great pitch there from Cameron, and the blast send their first runner to the dugout here against Huntley. And Danny Bizdushek will be the cleanup hitter for Huntley, as Jessica Fuller, the pitcher, will wait on deck. Bizdushek to face Cameron. Good eye there from Danny, as that'll be ball one. One gone in the bottom of the first in this elimination game. Neither team wanting to go home. Cameron the pitch, that one down the middle for strike one. Erickson will head back over to second. Erickson the only runner out there. Sophia waits at second. Looking to advance from a hit from Bizduche. That one high. That'll make it 2-1. Huntley still holding on to a one-run lead early on in this one, as one of the best hitters we've seen in this tournament is on deck in Jessica Fuller. As it looks like we'll have a quick break in play here from the umpire. And both teams will reset over by their dugouts. Definitely the rainiest day we've seen all tournament here in the I-90 Invitational Tournament. Day 3 here at Judson University in Elgin, Illinois. We had 2 great days outside on Friday and Saturday, but this one a little different, as we want to remind you about Rosen Hyundai and Genesis of Algonquin. This break sponsored by Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new or certified pre-owned, it's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com and Genesis of Algonquin.com. Thank you to Rosen. As we see some of the great camera work from our Beacon Academy crew, getting some of the outfield players for the BRW Blast. Blast down by 1 run in the bottom of the first. It's been Huntley so far in this early battle, but both teams looking to win this elimination game and getting closer to playing later today for the championship. Both teams have shown fight in this tournament, as Huntley is currently undefeated at 3-0 to set up an early momentum position here in this first elimination game. Jessica Fuller on deck for Huntley, as Danny Bizdushek currently at bat with a 2-1 count and 1 gone in the bottom of the first. And after that short break in play, it looks like we're ready to start back up once again. I'll reset it for you. One runner out there for Huntley. That'll be Erickson over at second. One gone in the bottom of the first. Danny Bizdushek for the Red Raiders currently on back. Jessica Fuller on deck. As Cameron, number 22 for the Blast. Doing a good job, only allowing one run against the top of the lineup for the Huntley Red Raiders. Two runners allowed on base. Kylie Deegan, the one runner to score for Huntley in the bottom of the first. Erickson waiting at second. And we'll get ready for another blast pitch. BRW down by one run in the bottom of the first, as Bizdushek will send that one foul for make it a 2-2 count. Erickson over at second, looking to advance. We know once Erickson sees one little hit from her teammates, she can take off, as Danny will send that one foul over into left field. And we'll keep it at a 2-2 count. Huntley looking to get back to the championship game once again. It'd be the second year in a row for this Red Raiders team. Aria, number 35, the catcher for the Blast, catching the pitches from number 22, Cameron. That one high there, and a good eye from Danny Bizdushek to make it a full count. Blast looking for the second out. Huntley looking for their third base runner in the bottom of the first. Bizdushek will face a full count. That one high over towards left field, and the catch will not be made. And that'll be a base hit for Danny Bizdushek. And the Red Raiders now have two runners on base, Bizdushek and Erickson. Danny and Sophia will wait at first and second, as Jessica Fuller will now be up to bat for Huntley and look to be the fourth base runner in this inning for the Red Raiders. Blast looking to not allow Huntley any more runs in this first, as that's a good way to start. Cameron with her first pitch being a strike against Fuller. One gone in the bottom of the first. Number 22 will be low on that one. Cameron will make it an even 1-1 count. Erickson still waiting at second. Fuller trying to send more runs in for the Red Raiders. That'll be strike two. Good pitching from Cameron. That'll make it a 1-2 count. Cameron looking for the second out here against the Raiders. That'll be high for ball two. Runners will stay for Huntley. Cameron, another pitch to Fuller, that time low to make it a full count. Good eye there from Jessica Fuller, number 11, the pitcher. And potential to load the bases for the Red Raiders. And the Blast looking for the second out. Big pitch for both teams as Cameron will set up to face Fuller once again. The 3-2 full count pitch is sent deep into left. Fuller will hit her second home run of the tournament. And that'll make it 3 runs to score for Huntley. Jessica Fuller in the 3-2 count, full count pitch sends that one over the wall for home run number 2 of her I-90 tournament. What a play for Huntley early on in this one, as there was no doubt about that one over in center field. Big play for the Red Raiders, and another big play for Jessica Fuller as the lead grows to 4 runs in the bottom of the first. What a way to start for the Red Raiders in this elimination game on Championship Sunday here at Judson University, as we have our next hitter up for the Red Raiders. That'll be Claire Lieb, number 13. What a way to start. Huntley, 4 early runs in this game and not allowing a run to the blast, as home run number 2 for Fuller is a big one. Claire Lieb, the third baseman, up to bat for the Red Raiders, and Cameron in a 1-0 pitch. Lieb sends that one high up in the air, and the catch will be made for out number 2. Fly out there for Claire Lieb, and a much-needed play for the Blast, as Olivia Golishko, number 8, now up for the Huntley Red Raiders. 2 gone in the bottom of the first. Lead still stays at 4 for Huntley. Cameron the pitch there, as Golishko will send that over to the Blast dugout. And we'll reset as Cameron will pitch an 0-1 count. 2 outs. Golishko, first time we're seeing her today. First time she's facing Cameron, as that'll be sent for strike 2, foul ball. Big pitch here for the Blast, trying to get out of this first inning and trying to stop some momentum on the Huntley side, as the Red Raiders still lead it by 4. And that'll be a good pitch for the strikeouts. Good final pitch there from Cameron. But an even better performance in the bottom of the first for Jessica Fuller and the Huntley Red Raiders. First inning leads to 4 runs for the undefeated Red Raiders in the I-90 Invitational Tournament, trying to get back to the championship game here later today. Huntley never beating the BRW Blast in competitive play, and certainly sending a message early in this first inning. Jessica Fuller with her 2nd home run, sending Sophia Erickson and Danny Bizdushek home along with her. Kylie Deegan scored the early run in the bottom of the first to give the Huntley Red Raiders all 4 of their runs, and Jessica Fuller will head back to the mound to face middle of the lineup for the BRW Blast. The Blast still don't have a run on the board. Looking to change that here against the great pitching from Jessica Fuller, as we'll have our first couple of hitters up for the Blast. Evelyn, number 10, to lead it off for BRW. Same infield players out there for the Red Raiders. Zapata, Erickson, Deegan, and Bizdushek, with Fuller at the mound and Wright behind home plate. It's been Huntley's tournament so far here at Judson University, staying undefeated in pool play and looking to win their first elimination game here on Championship Sunday. Evelyn to lead it off for BRW, as the umpire will reset, and we will get ready for the top of the second. 4-0 score Huntley on top once again in this tournament. Jessica Fuller to pitch to start the second. That one will be fouled over into right field. And it'll be an early 0-1 count for leadoff hitter Evelyn. Blast looking to respond against the 4-run first inning from the Red Raiders. Evelyn will set up in the batter's box to face Fuller once again. The pitch high there to make it an even 1-1 count. Look at Harper right there, the catcher for Huntley. Fuller, the 1-1 pitch, that one high to make it a 2-1 count. 2-1 early in the top of the second. 4-run lead still remains for the Red Raiders. 3 straight balls there to make it a 3-1 count. The Blast looking to get a base runner early in the second. And they'll get strike 2 there for Jessica Fuller. Makes it a full count. Number 11, Jessica Fuller staying composed. And a big pitch here for the Blast. Got her swinging, Jessica Fuller. Home run in the bottom of the first. And another strikeout to lead off the second. Huntley will get their first out against the Blast. And that'll send number 11, Eleanor, up as the second hitter in the top of the second. Shows bunts. And that'll be check swing for strike number 1. Blast trying to do whatever they can against this tough Huntley team. Already 4 runs in just 1 inning. Swing and a miss there. That'll get strike 2. Fuller looking for back-to-back strikeouts against the Blast. Fuller, the 0-2 pitch. That'll be cracked over towards first. Zapata will make the play for out number 2. Good heads-up play there and good communication between Erickson and Zapata. First and second base making the play for out number 2. Huntley, 2 gone against the Blast. As that pitch will be ball 1. BRW with their next hitter up for the Blast. Fuller another pitch that time. Wide for ball 2. 2-0 count for Fuller. Two-0 pitch there. Low and in the dirt to make it ball 3. 3-0 count here with 2 gone in the top of the second. Huntley up by 4 runs. The Blast looking to get just 1 runner out there on base to compete with this Huntley team. Foul ball there to get strike 1. 1 ball away from a walk. Fuller and right will reset for Huntley. The 3-1 pitch from Fuller will be right down the middle to make it another full count for Jessica Fuller. Once a 3-0 count, makes it even here for the Red Raiders, looking for out number 3 and to shut out the Blast once again in the second inning. 4-run lead for the Red Raiders. Pitch there will be low for ball 4, and a base on ball is there for the Blast. Much needed play there for BRW. as Jessica Fuller worked her way to make it an even count. But ultimately a base on balls for BRW as the run will not be in time. That'll be out number 3 as the stolen base try for the BRW Blast will not work out as Harper Wrights the heads-up play to make a throw over to second and get out number 3 to keep the Blast scoreless through 2 innings and to continue the hot streak for this Huntley Red Raiders team. The lead stays at 4 runs through 1.5 innings here on day 3, the final day of the I-90 Invitational Tournament. In this elimination game, Huntley doing a great job as they've never beaten this BRW Blast team. Certainly in good position against Cameron, the pitcher, and the Blast. As Harper Wright will lead it off for the Red Raiders, Estorino on deck for Huntley. And we'll get our first look at Wright and Estorino here today. Rainy and cold day here in Elgin, Illinois. Typical Chicago weather, nice and sunny the last 2 days and shifting over to near 50s and rain. Four-run lead for Huntley as the Red Raiders, undefeated in this tournament, will head into the bottom of the second, looking to grow the lead and to get one step closer to playing for the championship for another year. Have to go through this tough BRW Blast team first. 4 runs in the first. And a low ball pitch will start it off for Huntley in the bottom of the second. 1-0 pitch coming up from Cameron, giving up 4 runs to this Huntley team just an inning ago. But a good pitch there from Cameron to make it an even 1-1 count against Harper Wright, the catcher, number 6. As number 2, Sophia Estorino, set to come up next for the Red Raiders on deck. Wright sends that one over to drop into left center field. And that'll be another base hit for Huntley. As Sophia Estorino, the lefty hitter, up now for the Red Raiders. Olivia Golishko will sub in for Harper Wright to run the bases for Huntley. Sophia Estorino will be attending Huntley High School as of now in her future. Shows bunt, that one will be low, and Golishko will stay over at first. Only base runner out there for Huntley. One batter up for Huntley, 1 base runner already out there in the bottom of the second. Cameron, another pitch. We'll get Estorino swinging there to make it an even 1-1 count. Estorino getting some words from Ben Erickson, one of the coaches of this Red Raiders team, over at third. As Sophia faces a 1-1 count here from Cameron. That one cracked high, over, and that'll get down towards third. And that'll fall into left field for another base hit, back-to-back base hits for the Red Raiders. As the top of the order will come up once again for Huntley. Kylie Deegan, one of the many runners to score here for the Red Raiders, will get her second chance and her second look at camera number 22. Estorino at first, Golishko at second. 4-run lead, as that'll be strike 1. Good pitch there from Cameron. BRW in a 4-run hole. Two runners out there for the Red Raiders. Deegan sends that one towards the back wall. Two runners look to score for Huntley, as that'll be another double for Kylie Deegan, and two more runs on the board for Huntley in the bottom of the second. Leadoff hitter for the Huntley Red Raiders, showing how it's done here in the bottom of the second. Two more runs on the board for Huntley, as the Blast in some trouble against this red-hot Huntley Red Raiders team. Lead grows now to 6. Sophia Erickson now up to bat for the Red Raiders. Gabby Zapata on deck. And the Red Raiders haven't stopped since that impressive first inning. 4-2 score through 2 innings to give Huntley 6 runs on the day, as another pitch set to come from Cameron. That'll be strike one. Kylie Deegan over at second. RBI double for Deegan. 3 runners up for the Red Raiders and 3 base hits. Erickson tries the bunt. That'll be in fair territory. And Erickson will use the speed to be safe over at first. Deegan to third, Erickson to first. Runners across the diamond for Huntley. And the potential to score even more runs, as Gabby Zapata now up to hit for Huntley. Danny Bizdushek on deck. Jessica Fuller in the hole, as she had a home run in the bottom of the first. And she'll soon be up for the Red Raiders team. That one low. Erickson to second. Deegan to score once again. 7 runs on the board now for the Huntley Red Raiders. 3 runs now scored in the bottom of the second. Make that Erickson to third, Deegan in to score. Zapata up to bat in a 1-0 pitch from Cameron in the Blast, as it's been all Huntley in this one. Pitch from Cameron, that one high, and Erickson will shift the defense over towards third. And the Red Raiders will get another chance against number 22, Cameron. Zapata up to bat. Erickson at third. That'll be a high pitch to make it a 3-0 count. 0 gone in the bottom of the second. Plenty to work with here for Zapata, as Huntley still holds on to a 7-run lead, and they're looking to grow it here in the bottom of the second. That'll be a foul ball for strike one for Zapata. Erickson still over at third. 3-1 pitch coming up from Cameron. Zapata looking to send one of her teammates, Sophia Erickson, home, as that'll get down right down the middle for strike two. Full count here for Zapata. Big pitch for the Blast, as they don't want to allow another base runner out there for this Red Raiders team. BRW the pitch. Zapata will foul that back to keep it at a 3-2 count. Danny Bizdushek on deck, set to come up once again for the Red Raiders. Zapata and Bizdushek, 2 of the runners that got batted in off the home run from Jessica Fuller. Zapata, that one strong over to center field, And that'll get down for a base hit. Erickson will run home for score. Make that another run for the Huntley Red Raiders. 8 runs now in the game, back-to-back innings with 4 runs on the board. Gabby Zapata will wait at first. As an RBI single for Gabby Zapata. Gets another base runner out there for the Red Raiders. The pitch from Cameron in the zone that time to get Bizdushek her first strike. Jessica Fuller now on deck. Similar situation as the first inning with Zapata at first and Danny up to hit. That one fouled back to make it 2 strikes for Bizdushek. 0-2 pitch coming up from Cameron. Much needed out here to stop this Huntley team, as early momentum has grown the lead to 8 for Huntley. Cameron the pitch. That one wide for ball 1. Good eye there from Bizdushek. As Huntley in a similar position as they were Friday on the first day of this tournament with an 8-run lead. But this time only through 2 innings, as that ball will send to the back cage and send Zapata over to second as runners advance for Huntley. 2-2 count. Bizdushek looking to be another runner on base for Huntley. Already 4 runs scored in this bottom of the second. Bizdushek high into left field, going towards the back wall. And that'll be another strong hit for the Huntley Red Raiders. This close to being another home run for the Huntley Red Raiders, but that'll get down for a double for Danny Bizdushek and sends Jessica Fuller up with 0 outs for the Huntley Red Raiders. Everything in the world to work with here for the 2 home run hitter Jessica Fuller. Fuller, that one high over towards first, and the catch will be made for out number 1. Pop fly there over to the first baseman, and that'll get out number 1 in the bottom of the second. Good play over at first from Arabella. And that'll send Claire Lieb up to bat for Huntley. 2 runners at second and third in scoring position for the Red Raiders. 4 runs scored in back-to-back innings for Huntley. 1 gone in the bottom of the second. That one will be a foul tip for Claire Lieb, as Zapata and Bizdushek will wait at second and third. The experience showing from this Huntley Red Raiders team. Made a championship run last year and looking to get back there once again for the 2nd year in a row. That one low and a good eye there from Bizdushek to make it a 2-2 count. One gone in the bottom of the second. Cameron the pitch. Gottlieb swinging. It'll stay at a 1-2 count. Cameron for the blast once again. That one down the middle, that'll get a strikeout for number 22, Cameron. And that'll retire the side there for the Huntley Red Raiders. Golishko up to bat for Huntley. That one's strong in the air. Catch not made in time. That'll be a foul ball for Olivia Golishko. Harper Wright on deck for Huntley, as runners still stay at second and third for the Red Raiders. 2 gone, 0-1 pitch coming up for Cameron. Getting set. And Cameron will throw that one inside for ball 1 for this trip for Galishko. 2 runners in scoring position, 2 gone in the bottom of the second. That'll be strike 2. Good pitching from Cameron. Already 4 runs scored in the bottom of the second here. Blast don't want to allow any more to be scored with 2 runners over at second and third. Galishko, a good eye there to make it an even 2-2 count. Galishko already on base here today, looking to get there for the second time. Swing and a miss there, a strong pitch from Cameron, and back-to-back strikeouts. Retires the side here in the bottom of the second. Good pitching from the Blast to close it out, but even better hitting once again from the Huntley Red Raiders. Strong hits from multiple hitters in the top of the order for the Huntley Red Raiders. Grows the lead to 8 runs through 2 innings, and Huntley can't be stopped here early in this elimination game. First game here on Championship Sunday. Huntley looking to make a return to our final game here in the I-90 Invitational Tournament.
Why call Custom Heating and Cooling? Custom's employees are always staying up to date with training on the latest technology, with 5-star reviews on Google, Yelp, and Facebook. A business of Elgin, from Elgin, and for Elgin. Custom Heating and Cooling, trained, reliable, trustworthy.
Back here to start the top of the third. Jessica Fuller set to pitch for her 3rd straight inning. Hasn't allowed a run to this BRW Blast team. Fuller already a home run in this game. Just huge momentum plays from Fuller to give the 8-run lead to the Huntley Red Raiders. Top of the third here, and the Blast will face Fuller and the Huntley Red Raiders once again, as that'll be a strong pitch for strike 1. First pitch is a strike for Fuller. Leadoff hitter for the Blast. That one will be fouled back for Amanda, number 5. Oh-2 pitch set to come from Fuller. Blast still no runs on the board, and a big deficit here, down 8 runs in the top of the third. Fuller will set up for the 0-2 pitch. That one high, a good at-bat there for the Blast. Diving catch cannot be made for Estorino, and that'll get down for a base hit, as the throw is not in time. That'll be a base runner for the Blast. Good play there from Amanda. Number 5 for the Blast. And BRW looking to answer after back-to-back 4-run innings for the Red Raiders. Diving attempt not in time for Sophia Estorino over in right field. And that'll lead to a base runner for the Blast, as Fuller, another strong pitch to get strike 1. Amanda will wait over at first. And Haley, number 45, now up to bat for the Blast, facing an 0-1 pitch from Fuller. Huntley the pitch, bunt try, will get strike number 2. 0 gone in the top of the third. 0-2 pitch set to come from Fuller, as Huntley looks to keep their 8-run lead. in the top of the third. Fuller the pitch. That one high for ball one. Runners will stay over at first. Haley, number 45, in a 1-2 hole. That'll be fouled back. Good battle there from Haley. Keeps it at a 1-2 count. Jessica Fuller looking to get her first out in the top of the third. Blast still down by 8 runs here on this cold, rainy day of Championship Sunday. That one inside to get ball 2. Makes it even at 2 apiece for the Blast and for Haley. Big pitch here from Fuller. And that'll be ball 2 to make it an even full count. 3-2 pitch coming from Fuller. One runner currently over at first for the Blast. Looking to get their second here in the top of the third, and they will. Make that 2 runners now over at first and second for the Blast. Base hit and a base on balls to start the top of the third for the Blast. That one is fouled back into the cage. That'll be strike 1. Blast looking to answer against this Red Raiders team. Huntley still holds the lead after 2 innings. That one over. That'll get down into left field. Mishandled play from Bezdushek in left, and it looks like 2 runs will score after the double for the Blast, and they'll get on the board in the top of the third. Amanda and Haley to score for the Blast, as a double for BRW gets the scoring started here today in the top of the third. What a way to answer for this BRW team. And a good response from the Blast. Fuller has allowed all hitters on base in this third inning. Wright will wisely watch the runner over at second for the Blast. Fuller in a 1-0 pitch. That'll be a good eye there from Caitlin. Top of the order for the Blast, Caitlin, number 19. Already 2 runs scored in the third inning, looking to add some more, as that'll be down for strike 1 to make it a 2-1 count for Jessica Fuller and the Red Raiders. 6-run lead now for the Red Raiders. A good response from the Blast in this top of the third. That'll be a fair ball hit for a single for number 19, Caitlin. And an advance for the Blast over to third. 2 runners across the diamond. And that is now 4 runners in a row allowed on base for the Blast. Big top of the third for BRW. Fuller, a fresh count pitch. The try to second is not in time. The throw to home will not be on target, and that'll be a safe run scored for the Blast. Once again, make that 3 runs scored in the top of the third. Huntley giving up 3 runs to BRW, and that'll be a double hit for the Blast, as Huntley will talk things over. Coach Ben Erickson coming to the mound to talk to Fuller and some of the infield players for this Huntley team. Runner at second over for the Blast. 0 gone and 3 runs scored for BRW. Huntley was the similar position earlier in the second, as they had runners already in scoring position with 0 outs against the Blast, and now the Blast have their turn, scoring 3 runs in the top of the third so far, and in position to score even more as Aria, number 35, coming up for the Blast, and a fresh count pitch from Fuller. That one down the middle. Words of encouragement from her team working there. One count. Fuller will set up for another pitch. Runner over at second for the Blast. That one struck high over the net for a foul ball, making a 1-2 count. Caitlin, number 19 for the Blast, is the runner over at second. As Huntley giving up their most runs in an inning so far in this game. Almost a fair ball over towards first, but that'll be fouled for Aria and the Blast. Still no runners out for the Blast. One runner over at second in a 1-2 pitch. Huntley holding on to now a 5-run lead. The Blast have been able to nearly cut the lead in half in the top of the third. Fuller the pitch, that one high, and a foul ball once again for Aria. Tough battle in the box between Fuller and Aria. As Fuller will set up for the 1-2 pitch. That'll be a check swing for strike 3 and the first out in the top of the third. Good pitching there from Fuller. As Huntley allowed 3 straight runs before the first out was made. And now one gone, one runner over at second is Caitlin. As the Blast down by 5 runs. Arabella, number 29 for BRW, currently at bat, looking to cut the lead even more. That one's strong and fouled back. That'll be a 1-1 count. An 8-3 score through 2.5 innings. Huntley once led it by 8, now lead it by 3. Make that 5. 3 runs scored for the Blast in the third. Fuller right down the middle to get strike number 2. 1-2 count now with 1 gone in the top of the third. Game 1 here today, about an hour through our first game. Got her swinging. That'll be strike number 3 and out number 2. Jessica Fuller, some good pitching against Arabella. As Cameron, number 22, will be up now for the Blast. 8-3 game. Currently here at Judson University for the I-90 Invitational Tournament. Jessica Fuller, pitcher on the mound for Huntley, as the Blast still have Caitlin over at second. 3 runs already scored in the third. Potential to score even more as BRW still holds on to a runner in scoring position over at second. 2 gone in the top of the third. Fuller another pitch. That'll be right down the middle for strike 1 and a 1-1 count. Cameron up to bat once again in this game. She faces a 1-1 pitch from Fuller. That'll be low for ball number 2. Right, being careful of Caitlin over at second base. Don't want to allow another runner over at third for the Blast. Huntley leading by 5 runs. Fuller and the Red Raiders looking for the final out, as that'll be low to make it a 3-1 count. 1 ball away from another runner on base in this third inning for the Blast. Three-one pitch from Fuller. That'll be cracked over to Fuller at the pitcher's mound, and an easy play for out number 3. Make it 3 runs scored in the top of the third for the BRW Blast. Huntley seeing their lead cut almost in half after a good response from BRW. Huntley in control still through 2.5 innings. And the Red Raiders now set up to hit for the 3rd time in this one. Middle of the lineup set to hit for the Red Raiders. Want to remind you about Tom the Plumber. Tom the Plumber, Inc. is a family-owned and operated company committed to providing plumbing service and installation of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at tomtheplumberinc.com. Rainy day number 3 here at Judson University. First matchup of the day between the BRW Blast and the Huntley Red Raiders. Huntley, 8 runs in the first 2 innings, looking to continue their hot streak, as Harper Wright will lead us off, number 6 for the Red Raiders, and Sophia Estorino. BRW down by 5 runs, 3 in the top of the third. Harper Wright to lead off for Huntley. Harper Wright, another trip up to bats. Amanda, number 5, will be the batter for the Blast. Harper strikes that one deep into left field, and the catch will be made for out number 1. And that'll be a big play for the BRW Blast. 1 up and 1 gone. Estorino now up to bat for Huntley. That pitch will be low. No danger for the Blast, as no runners currently out there for the Red Raiders. Second batter up for Huntley in the bottom of the third. Harper Wright, the fly out over into left field, gets the first out for the Huntley Red Raiders. As a good eye there from Estorino to make it a 2-0 count. Top of the order on deck for the Huntley Red Raiders. Kylie Deegan, number 21. Already a couple of base hits in this one, looking to continue the hitting streak, as Estorino will crack that over towards first. And the speed from Sophia Estorino will get her safe over at first base. And Kylie Deegan and Sophia Erickson, next 2 hitters up for the Red Raiders. 1 gone. Harper Wright, the fly out over into left field, got the first out for the Red Raiders. And now Kylie Deegan up to bat for Huntley. That one low, and Estorino will speed over to second base for once again another stolen base for the Huntley Red Raiders and this team. 8 runs scored for Huntley in the last 2 innings. Good eye there from Deegan to get ball 2. BRW looking to shut out Huntley for the first time in this game. Much needed half inning here for the Blast. Deegan, that one high over towards first, and the catch is made for the fly out. Fly out number 2. And a pop fly over towards first will get out number 2 when Huntley sends up Sophia Erickson to bat 4th in this inning. Sophia Erickson up to bat. Sophia Estorino at 2nd. That one a little low. Estorino will wait at 2nd. Pitching change, by the way, for the BRW Blast. Number 5, Amanda, coming in to replace number 22, Cameron. And the Blast looking to find some momentum here as Erickson will crack that one down towards right, and that'll head towards the back wall. Estorino in to score, and Erickson will wait for another double in this tournament. Sophia Erickson, an RBI double to give Huntley another run in this game. And the first run of the bottom of the 3rd for Huntley as the lead grows back to 6 runs. Zapata over towards 3rd. Throw is in time to get out number 3. That'll do it for the bottom of the 3rd. Only 1 run scored from Huntley. That grows the lead back to 6. 3-9 is your score as the BRW Blast will be up to bat next. I want to remind you about Daryl Barnes Photography, this time out sponsored by Daryl Barnes Photography for photos, portraits, and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com. Red Raiders lead it 9-3 through 3 innings. And the Blast a good response after allowing 4 runs in back-to-back first 2 innings, only giving up 1 to the Red Raiders, as the top of the order will get set to hit for BRW Blast. Fuller to pitch for her 4th straight inning. Jessica Fuller gave up 3 runs for the Blast in their last trip up to bat. And it'll be the same infield players for Huntley. Harper Wright behind home plate. And the top of the order for the Blast set to come up here to start the top of the 4th. Blast down by 6 runs. And a 9-3 elimination game, our first here on Championship Sunday for the I-90 Invitational Tournament here at Judson University. Fuller, the first pitch of the 4th inning, will be inside for ball 1. Evelyn, number 10, up to bat for the Blast. We'll face Fuller for another inning, as that one will be high in the zone for ball number 2. Blast scored 3 runs in the 3rd inning, looking to continue the hitting streak here in the 4th, as a good pitch there from Fuller will get strike number 1. 2-1 count now for Fuller and the Huntley Red Raiders. Blast still down by 6 runs. That one struck high over towards the net. That'll be foul to make it an even 2-2 count for Evelyn. Huntley looking to get back to the championship for the 2nd year in a row. Have a 6-run lead in the top of the 4th. As Fuller will pitch once again. That'll be fouled back to keep it at a 2-2 count. Blast getting some good early contact for this at-bat for Evelyn. Looking to get on base for the first time in this 4th inning. That one down the middle. That'll get strike 3 and a strikeout. Another one for Jessica Fuller. And that'll send Evelyn back to the dugout, and we'll have our next batter up, Eleanor, number 11 for the Blast, with one gone in the top of the 4th. Fuller, another pitch. Bunt try is fair, and Jessica Fuller will make the throw in time to get out number 2 over to Zapata at first. Heads up play there for Fuller, and that'll get out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for the Blast. Down to their last out here in the top of the 4th. Good all-around play we're seeing from Fuller. Already a home run in this one deep into center. And another heads-up play to get out number 2. Blast will send up their 3rd hitter in this 4th inning. And a good strong pitch there from Fuller to get strike 1. 2 away from retiring the side here in the 4th. Still lead it by 6 runs. As Fuller will set up for the 0-1 pitch. That one high to get ball 1. 1-1 count with 2 gone in the top of the 4th. Fuller, the 1-1 pitch. Low in the zone there. That'll get ball 2. Good eye there for the Blast. BRW still down by 6 runs. Only allowed 1 run in the last inning to Huntley, but haven't been able to put up any runs so far in the 4th. That'll make it a 3-1 count. Low pitch there from Fuller as the Blast look to get their first base runner out there against this Huntley team in the 4th. Fuller the pitch. That'll be strike 2, making it full count. And a big pitch now here for Huntley. Looking to make it another scoreless inning for the Blast. Jessica Fuller will set up for the 3-2 pitch. Much needed play for this Red Raiders team to keep the lead, as that'll be fouled back to keep it at a full count. Good battle there for the Blast. Staying with it against the great pitching from Jessica Fuller. Same situation up for the Blast. Huntley looking for out number 3. As that one's high over towards second, and Erickson will make the catch to retire the side in the 4th. And it looks like that'll do it, as Huntley wins a much-needed elimination game here on Championship Sunday. One step closer to going to the championship for the 2nd year in a row as they win it 9-3 against the BRW Blast. 3 scoreless innings given to BRW, and Huntley with a 6-run win to start us off here on Championship Sunday here at Judson University for the I-90 Invitational Tournament. Nick Martinez in the booth with the Beacon Academy, as we'll be back in just a moment for another crucial elimination game.